you need sugar to survive. And I don't mean it in a, oh, I love desserts and my day isn't complete without one kind of way. I mean, your body literally depends on sugar to keep functioning. That doesn't mean you need to eat candy or a spoonful of sugar every day. But your body does need glucose, a simple sugar that's one of the body's primary sources of fuel. But it isn't just us. In fact, almost all living organisms need some form of sugar to survive. Wait, pause. We first need to define what sugar is. Sugar, by definition, is a sweet-tasting, soluble carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are organic molecules made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and they can be divided into 3 groups: monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. For this video, we'll be focusing on one type of monosaccharide, glucose. Glucose is needed by almost every living organism on Earth, from humans and elephants to trees and bacteria. Most organisms use it to carry out cellular respiration, the process in which nutrients, usually glucose, are converted into adenosine triphosphate, known as ATP. ATP is a molecule that contains energy, and it is used by every single known living organism. It is known as the universal energy currency. Humans, animals, plants, and fungi, all eukaryotes, go through aerobic cellular respiration, meaning that oxygen is used during this process, thanks to the organelle called the mitochondrion, or, as you may call it, the powerhouse of the cell. While there are ways to make ATP with other substances, such as lipids, which are fats, and proteins, glucose is the preferred fuel for cellular respiration due to its stable chemical structure and the fact that energy can be produced even in the absence of oxygen. So why don't we just eat pure glucose every day? A shot of glucose or a pill and we're all set. Other than the obvious fact that you'll be missing so many macro and micronutrients, there's another reason. We rarely consume pure glucose on its own because it's absorbed very quickly, which can cause a rapid rise in blood sugar, causing hyperglycemia. Hyper meaning too much, glycemia meaning blood sugar. Pure glucose, usually in the form of tablets, is used to cure hypoglycemia, which is just a fancy term for low blood sugar. For regular healthy individuals, pure glucose is not recommended. So, if we need glucose to function but don't usually consume pure glucose, where do we get it from? We get it from a different type of carbohydrate, sucrose. Sucrose is a disaccharide, a double sugar, composed of glucose and fructose, which, as the name suggests, is found in fruits, vegetables, and honey. Sucrose is also known as table sugar. White sugar and brown sugar are both almost entirely sucrose, though brown sugar contains a small percentage of molasses. Table sugar is found in many of the foods we eat, like jams, baked goods, and drinks. So our body consumes sucrose and then breaks it down into glucose and fructose, using an enzyme found in the small intestine called sucrase to do so. Fructose is sent to the liver, while glucose, regulated by the hormone insulin, enters the bloodstream and is delivered to cells to produce ATP. So we humans need sugar to stay alive and to function properly. Then why are so many people quitting it? In reality, most of these people are cutting out added sugars, the sugars added to foods during processing or preparation. Quitting added sugars can actually be quite beneficial, allowing you to manage weight better, manage energy levels, and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Quitting all sugars, however, is not simple nor advised. When carbohydrate intake is very low, your body can enter a state called ketosis, in which fat is turned into ketones and used instead of glucose to provide the body with energy. While it can be beneficial, it can lead to deficiencies and keto flu. Keto flu is a term used to describe a period of time in which an individual experiences a certain amount of symptoms, such as headache, fatigue, and brain fog, due to having a low-carb, high-fat ketogenic diet. Due to all the factors mentioned above, ketosis is tough to maintain and is unnecessary for most healthy individuals. So, despite what social media is telling you, you can't just quit sugar. You can reduce added sugars, but your body will always need glucose. And if you don't eat enough carbohydrates, it will work overtime to make glucose, which can take a toll on your health. That's just how essential glucose is for life.